Yesterday we had FIA. I discussed the current lawsuit, whistleblower lawsuit pending with Cheney. PASSHE is named, so you're not able to discuss the specifics of the case, so I'm not going to have you do that. One of the lines in there did say that one of the whistleblowers did approach the board prior to being fired as a whistleblower. Pennsylvania state law obviously has a robust whistle protection law. Does that law apply to your office as it relates to the institutions, or does that law just apply to those institutions in those cases?
The answer is I can't answer that question definitively. Mm-hmm. And since it's a legal issue, I'd rather not get it wrong.
Okay. There were two other, the article I read, there were two other issues that were brought up. Number one, the board just recently wiped out Cheney's debt of $40 million. With that, I understand there's a promise from the governor's office to buy off the other universities who footed that bill to do capital projects, correct?
There's some technicality, but generally correct.
Okay. Cheney University has been on the federal watch list. I believe they're federal financial monitoring 2, and I don't know if 2 is the lowest or middle or what. But there is a reality that they may have to pay back the federal government $29 million.
Yeah, go ahead.
Potentially. Has there been a determination on that?
There has. So there's two things going on. One of them is that Cheney is on heightened cash management 2, which is the elevated level. Mm-hmm. Under heightened cash management 2, they need to apply for federal funds, student federal aid dollars, retrospectively. Mm-hmm. Typically, those dollars flow when students arrive on campus. Mm-hmm. Cheney has to apply for them retrospectively, so that's HCM2. The debt to the Department of Education is different. That results from a self-report that Cheney did in 2016 or 17 about potential misallocation of federal dollars. That report was fully investigated by the U.S. Department of Education, which has settled. Actually, this last week we finally, I think, got the settlement letter. Has settled with Cheney for $14.3 million to be paid back by Cheney to the U.S. Department of Education. A plan is in place. You know, that repayment is scheduled over a period of years. A plan is in place, has been agreed to by both parties. I don't have the details in my head.
Okay. Could you get that financial plan over to us?
Yes, of course I can.
Finally, what worries me is financial malfeasance. Now, you brought up several cases that you're looking for more accountability, particularly on your financial internal control system. Can you describe some of those internal controls you're putting into place to ensure that state tax dollars are not being misused or misspent or misappropriated into places they are not?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the cornerstone to this, of this, to me, is the sustainability policy, where we have identified a handful of measures that we're going to watch hawkishly year on year. And it's not just the Chancellor's office and the board. The president's, for the reasons we discussed earlier about, you know, it's a single bank account, we all have an interest in getting this right, are in effect working with us and watching each other, which is a good thing. The second is, you know, we hold our university leadership accountable for developing, you know, multi-year goals and then delivering against those goals. And the executive performance review protocol or procedure or whatever was revised last year to account for that, so that, you know, every year I have a conversation with the president about, you know, what are the goals, and those goals align to the kind of the ones that they put in their sustainability policies or their multi-year plans. And then every year we can have a conversation with their trustees about how we're doing. And it's not about, you know, gotcha. It's not a game of gotcha. It's to enable us to put in place the supports we need to put in place so that things like the kinds of issues that have occurred in the past don't happen again. I have said publicly, you know, can bad decisions still be taken? Yes, but they can no longer be taken invisibly.
That is excellent. I appreciate that. And students, if you want to know anything about government, finance and follow the money. It is the bread and butter of everything we do. Budgets are the largest policy document we do, and if you don't know where the money's going, you are failing not only the taxpayers, but moving forward as a society. Thank you, Chancellor.
I agree with the gentleman. Yeah, thank you.